Good morning, friends. Today's topic is effects of meditative life. So the first comes, what is meditative life? By it we should not mean that one whose life is totally dedicated on meditation and he always does meditation, not that. It's more about life. So life itself has to be like a meditation, with all functions of the life going on. It's like the work becoming a prayer, activities becoming meditation. Nothing is to be given up. Everything has to be done as we are doing. Only the outlook changes, the attitude changes. And with that change of attitude, our whole soul, whole ideas, whole reaction to the things of the world become quite different. That is meditative life. In fact, it's a life of prayer. Prayerful life. A spiritual life. That is a meditative life. And of course, meditation is an important part of that life. Now, what is meditation? By meditation, as we just said, let us have a short period of meditation. Meditation is not an easy thing. The meditation is the highest stage of the mind. When we become face to face with truth, the reality, when we understand our true real nature, that is meditation. Meditation is not even concentration. Concentration leads to meditation. But concentration is not meditation. One can concentrate his or her mind on anything external. The poet can concentrate to write a poem. The artist can concentrate his mind or her mind to draw a beautiful picture, beautiful scenery. A student concentrate on studies. A research scholar on the research. But to call that meditation is lowering or making the meditation a little lesser than what it is. Meditation is a spiritual aspiration, rather culmination of spiritual aspiration. Meditation is all about mind, of course. What happens in meditation? Very beautiful example is given in the Gita. When meditation happens, it is given the example, a metaphor of a candle burning in an airless place where there is no blaze, the unwavering flame of the candle. Yatha deepo nivatasto nengate sopama smrita. That's what the Gita says. Candle is burning, no breeze is there, it's steady. Tremendous activity going on. Process of burning is there. But there is no flickering, there is no wavering. Mind's state is like that. It is working tremendously. It's not asleep. It is not unconscious. It is very much conscious, but it is totally focused. It is not wavering on this subject and that subject. Problem with the mind is, it's by its nature, it is very restless. It's like a fluid water. You put water, pour on the table. What happens? It just spreads all around. And meditation helps to convert that fluidy water into a soft lump of clay, a lump of soft clay. What does happen that? Then the clay you will put somewhere and it will stick to that. You put on that wall, it will stick there. You put that clay on wherever you want, it is bring out from that and put wherever it is, it will stick there. It is a concentrated mind. They say meditation is not, one does not have to do meditation. Meditation happens. It's a very effortless process. It's like pouring oil from one jar to another. There is no gap, there is no effort, nothing is seen. Activity going on, continuous, there is a continuous flow of the object. but without any gap. That is meditation. It's effortless. But to achieve that stage, one has to put a great effort. So, this is the mind. Mind is very restless. Swami Vivekananda compares mind with a monkey. Mind is naturally, it's like a monkey, habit of the monkey, always restless. And that monkey, not simple monkey, but monkey which has drunk, and then after it is drunk, then it is stung with a scorpion, and then it is possessed by a demon. So how much the restless that monkey will be. So that is the condition of our mind. From that, the mind has to be made steady like a flame in a windless place. So that is the process of concentration. No doubt that how the mind works when it is concentrated, how it becomes powerful. The example is the lens, convex lens. You see the sunlight, nothing burns. But what power in sunlight? Little portion of the sunlight that falls on the convex lens, you just gather them and put on one point. The paper will burn, dry leaf will burn, so much of burning power in that, so much of power in that small space of sunlight. And that is our mind. Only frittering, getting all around, that's why it doesn't seem to have any power. If we could concentrate it in one point and then put it anywhere we like, then it is tremendously powerful tool that God has given us. And that tool will be so powerful that it can see what ordinary vision cannot see. That is the practice of meditation. We all know that meditation requires an object, a tool for meditation, and process of meditation. So, object for meditation has to be something divine, something permanent, something blissful. So divine can be divine form that you feel very happy with, or divine one sound, or even idea, divine idea. So anything the mind should be able to concentrate, and that will be called meditation. And in the final stage of meditation, these three, the tool of meditation, that is the mind, object of meditation on which the mind is focusing, and the process of meditation, these become one. That is, the mind totally merges in the object of meditation. Mind loses itself. Mind becomes unconscious of the world. The hall you are sitting in, you have become unaware of the hall. You become unaware of your own body. Your own ego is all gone, and everything merges in the object of meditation. So that is the final culmination of meditation. But that is not so easy to get to that stage. So, but as one spiritual aspirant lives a prayerful life, a spiritual life, a meditative life, wants to know, how do I know whether I am progressing in concentrating the mind, progressing in meditative life or not? He has or she has a legitimate question for this. Any action in the world, we see through the result, how I am performing, how my colleagues and my boss is happy or not, what I am performing is giving dividends to my company or not, whether the clients are happy or not. And with that we understand, yes, I am progressing, and after 3 years manager calls or boss calls, you have done well, now you are promoted to next stage, you have become director, you have become manager. Then we know, yes, we are progressing in our work-a-day life. That's how we know. But is there any sign in meditative life? Is there any sign that effect is shown of progress in meditation? There is, indeed, there are signs of progress in meditative life. But meditative life is a life dedicated to awakening as the main motive of life. We want to awaken. This all spiritual life is like awakening. We are asleep, we are unaware of what real thing is there, where we should seek, where is the source of all that we are seeking through our lives, this life, previous life, what we are seeking. We are totally unaware of that. We are asleep to that which is called spirituality. The meditative life is awakening. Buddha, when he had attained nirvana, he had attained the truth, he had realized the final, ultimate, real self, which he doesn't call that. He said, I had nirvana, cessation of all desires, all ignorance, nirvana. Then this realization makes a transformation, a veritable, the visible change, not only in own realization, but in external features as well. The very face starts shining. The joy of realization of truth becomes so evident even for the onlooker. He can understand this person. We also find a happy man, a peaceful man. Yes, that looks a very friendly and peaceful man. One is very troubled. You can find by seeing the face. There's trouble, he's frustrated, we just see it. So like a man, when one is realized soul, then he looks so different from others. There is a sort of glow in his appearance. Not the light coming emanating, but there is definitely different glow. All muscles that make our face become relaxed in that situation. So Buddha, when he had realized, one person saw him, he said, something different. Then he asked, what are you? Are you an angel or God? Yaksha, Gandharva, Deva, who are you? The person asked Buddha. Buddha says, are you God? The one man asked, or angel? Buddha said, no. Then are you a magician that has transformed yourself? Or wizard? Buddha said, no. Are you a man? No, replied Buddha. Then what are you? Buddha replied, I am awakened. I am a Buddha. That was the answer. He is awakened to the reality. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam yasyam jagrati samyami tasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyatu mune. Where all the world sleeps, the wise one awakes. Where wise one is awake, all the world is asleep. Where wise one is asleep, all world is awake. We are awake in the worldliness and asleep, ignorant, forgetful to our spiritual nature. The wise one is awake in spiritual nature and he knows whatever is there, the reality, whatever term for the worldliness. That was Buddha. He was awake to his own real nature. This awakening ourselves is the goal of meditative life. It has been termed, when you progress in meditative life, the terms are different. Gita said, this mind is like samyak buddhi, sthira buddhi, yoga buddhi, like that. Thoreau also thought deeply on this, the Thoreau philosopher, great American philosopher, and he said, it is awakening to his or her own genius. The ordinary mental work, intellectual work, is transformed into a genius. That is mind becoming more purified. You start understanding what ordinary people don't understand. It's not the genius in the worldly sense, it is more deeper sense. That's what happens when you have meditative life. In the practice of meditation, who seriously pursue the meditation want to know at some time or other how far he or she has progressed on the path. Some say, when you progress in meditation, you will see light. Sparks will come in front of your eyes. You will just close your eyes, dive deep, and you will see flecks of light floating around. Some say, there will be wonderful sounds heard which you never heard. Great music. These are all the things that may happen. Some say there will be the arousal of Kundalini, a power you will feel rising up from the base of the spine and going through the spinal column, stage by stage. That will happen, that will be the effect of meditation. Some others say when you have deep spiritual feeling, you will start crying. Flow of tears will come from your eyes. The Patanjali says, when you progress in meditation, there will be occult powers. You will get occult power that ordinary persons don't get. You will be able to walk on the water. You can become very happy. You can become invisible. You can become very light. So all those sorts of things may come with progress in meditation. Their effect of meditation may come like this. The problem is occult powers. If you say, I don't care for occult powers, that is not sufficient. Occult power may trouble you if you progress in meditation. You may get stuck to it. You may try to have name and fame out of it. And you may proclaim to others, you know, when I take the name of God, I feel so much joy, I start crying. Why you are saying to the people? You want recognition. So you are diverting the path. You say, I knew that you are coming today. How did you know? I can understand. When someone comes, I can understand. Sri Ramakrishna also understood when people came. He started comparing with Sri Ramakrishna. Then you will say, I am also avatar, one day you will proclaim. I am also avatar, new avatar of Sri Ramakrishna. That sort of misgivings can bring this little progress in meditative life. Be aware of that. Sri Ramakrishna could see people, but in every act, every speech was for the good of humanity, nothing for his name and fame. He cared a straw for his name and fame. He knew he is one with the universe. What little name, what little praise will do any effect to him. But when we practice meditation with our small mind, with craving for name and fame, craving for praise not gone, we should be careful about expressing our whatever little realization or experience we have in meditative life. So better kept within oneself and praying to remove those experiences to God and praying that give me so that I may have realization of the truth. I don't want this distraction. These occult powers are not real, not only the sign of progress, but they are a temptation of diversion of meditative life. One should be very aware of that. Sri Ramakrishna always has said about that. Now, what happens? What are the effects of real effects of meditative life? They say, when one progresses, meditation, how to do it is another subject. How we can have real concentration on the object of meditation, on which we need to meditate, put our mind. When I start meditating, why my mind goes to any other place other than the object where I want to stay, it doesn't stay. It will go some other place. You want to stay there, it won't stay even there. It will jump from there and go to some other place. But it will never try to stay in the place where you want your mind to stay. That is the nature of the mind. It's like a very naughty baby. You want baby to say, go and sit there, it won't sit. Very naughty baby. So to that thing, if we could, how to control that is another subject. But today is the effect of meditative life, effect of meditation. They say when meditation is progressed, we are able to focus. We have our lifestyle is changed. It's more prayerful, more focused towards our inner soul or towards God, and less of attachment to the world, less of finding fulfillment in gaining the objects of the world. That becomes meditative life. And when that progresses, what happens? The scriptures say, first thing is improved health. With meditation, improved meditation comes improved health. We know the effect of meditation, that stress is released. You have less of worries. You are more peaceful. You have a good sleep. Those all come. But those are not the object, or should not be the motive of meditation. Motive of meditation is much higher. We want to realize the truth. We want to attain that stage where our peace and joy will be abiding, will be unflinching, will be inseparable. I want to be in that stage of life. Not that little good for the life, little peace you feel, and after few minutes you go and interact with the world, where that peace was there, it is all gone. In the temple, feeling nice. Doing meditation, feeling happy, thinking of God. You come out, after 5 minutes, all you got the same person. We don't want that. You have meditation, slept at night, oh, I had a good sleep one night. Next day, no good meditation, no good sleep. Stress coming back. So, having good sleep can't be the goal of meditation. It is very flimsy goal. The goal of meditation is nothing less than realization of our real, true nature, of our true self, which is Satchidananda, which is existence, knowledge, bliss, absolute, which is immortality, which is joy itself. It has been, with Swami Vivekananda, there was a conversation how you find even the people who meditate become sick. Sri Ramakrishna himself, he passed away out of cancer. So how this improved health? Didn't he meditate? Body has to fall, body has to go. No one can stop that. Jesus was resurrected, if we believe, but after that, he had to give up. We believe that he went with the physical body to the heaven. There are such stories in our Mahabharata also. All those Pandava brothers were going to the heaven in the physical bodies. 4 of our brothers and Draupadi died on the way, and Yudhishthira reached there. But logically, it seems impossible to go into heaven with physical body. And what is the need to go with physical body? We are not the physical body, and physical body is not our very existence. It is just an external sheath, external coating. If it is removed, then also we are full. We are total. This is just a part of our existence in this world. So, going to heaven with physical body cannot be the goal of life. So, improved health is found. And without good health, you cannot meditate. Suppose we cannot sit for even half an hour, or leg pains, we cannot, we have there is headache. How can we meditate? So to meditate, one has to have a strong body. Nayamatma balahinena labhya. So there is the strong physique needed to practice meditation. And meditation leads to, by removing all these mental stresses also, it leads to a good physical body, improved health condition seems to come. But for a yogi who is established in meditation, if he falls sick, it doesn't matter to him. It doesn't matter to him. So we should not say that person has fallen sick so that he is not meditative. Then he didn't lead a meditative life. That should not be the right judgment. The next important effect of meditative life is integration of personality. Our personality in ordinary cases is so much divided. So we deal one way in the office, another way in home, another way when we are go to shopping, we are different person. It's all compartmentalized, different, and it's separated. In that we suffer a lot. Who we are, we also don't know. There is no single flow in our personality. People fail to understand what we are. We ourselves fail to understand about ourselves. Today we are one way, tomorrow another person comes and talks in the same way, you are in a different mood, and you react quite differently. People are so disturbed and so surprised to see that man was so good yesterday, what happened to him today? Fragmented personality. The meditation will make him integrated personality. All work will be combined for him. He will have the similar mind, similar attitude, similar behavior with everyone when meditation progresses. Samah shatrau cha mitre cha tatha mana pamanayo. That is the quality of integrated personality person. He will be same even in pleasure and pain, even honor and insult. Those will also, he can remain same reaction in those both places. He can be of steady wisdom never changing with the external action. Reaction will be under his or her own control. That is the quality of meditative life can give, the effect of meditation will make. It will be having the integrated in personality. There will be integration in thought, words, emotion and action. The next effect of meditative life is increased mastery over the mind and senses. So mind becomes our servant. Mind will not run us. We will run the mind. We will ask the mind, don't over there, don't think of there. Come and whatever you want mind to think. You are sitting in the room, someone said some few words, you are always brooding. Why that man said to me? And you don't know. For some time you are always brooding. After that you think, what I am thinking? That man said for 2 minutes and went away, and I am taking this still in the mind. Then you want your mind to take away. But you are not able. Mind again goes to that person. I will say next time, I'll give a fitting reply to that person. Why that? You are always brooding on that. Now you don't want to brood. You want to take away your mind from that thing. You are not able to do that. Because mind is not under your control. This meditative life will make you have increased control over your mind. There is something that's not good seeing. You don't want to see. But the senses, I always go there. So you don't have control. Meditative life will make you control. Mind will say to the eye, don't look there. Ear, don't hear that thing. That sort of control will come in every senses. The mind will exert the control. That is the effect of meditative life. You are becoming better and better person. Genius in you is expressing. Your mind is becoming sthira buddhi. Another, it is said, that is steadfastness in brahmacharya or celibacy. The seeking of pleasure from the world becomes less and less. Because you find joy in somewhere else. The worldly enjoyment just drops out. You don't have to forcefully do that. Meditative life is such that it brings whole soul change in your whole personality, in your whole attitude. You don't have to force in that. But these are the characteristics of progress in meditative life, effects of meditative life. You become established in the control of your towards the enjoyment to the world. Good food, good sights, pleasurable activity, pleasurable things will not make you slave of that. You want to play tennis and you enjoy play tennis, but when you have meditative life, even if it's raining that day, you didn't become sad. You may play tennis and enjoy, but that attraction and that feeling of if without that you cannot become happy goes away. You find value to become happy more in other way. It becomes less significant, less important. All worldly pleasures become less important. Anything you like to eat a particular sweet, you like to eat a particular dish. Yes, you may like to eat and enjoy. But if you don't get that, if you have progressed in meditative life, that does not bother you least. That is what is called steadfastness is brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is full control of oneself and not indulging in pleasures of the world. Then another quality it is said is steadfastness in renunciation, dispassion, purity and truthfulness. Renunciation is not something negative that you have to give up, but renunciation is very positive thing when you discard the unuseful things. You don't indulge in something that is not important for you. Now the priority have changed because of your meditative life. So automatic separation or giving up of the things which are not important in our life comes, that is called renunciation. It is very a positive reaction. Dispassion. You are not, that I was saying, you become less attached to the things of the world. Then there is the purity. You don't think ill of any other person. You always have loving instinct towards all, very friendly attitude towards the person. Your mind becoming pure and pure. You find joy in the happiness of others. Jealousy, envy, all those things are gone from the mind. You find joy in the happiness of others. How beautiful. That is the sign of purity of mind. And comes truthfulness. You are not afraid of expressing the truth. You don't do anything wrong. You are not impure. You don't do anything that should not be done. That's what the purity is. And those all qualities become strengthened with progress in meditative life. And then comes longing for God and one-pointed devotion to one's chosen ideal. You often start, if you have chosen ideal, you often start feeling his or her presence when you deal in the world. You see person coming, you remember your chosen ideal. Oh, your God is seated in that person's heart. And when it matures, you see God coming in the form of that person. That happens with progress in meditative life. So, with the meditative life, there is change in the character of the person, wholesome behavior of the person, and comes equanimity or equipoise. They become less inclined towards enjoyment. Mind becomes pure and introspective. Instead of thinking about the world for what happens, it starts thinking about oneself. It doesn't indulge much in finding what that person said, what that person did, how that person is bad. It doesn't go on finding defects and blaming other persons. It rather sees inside. It becomes more introspective. Am I focused on my chosen ideal? Am I able to see the person as person? Or only see the person as a conglomeration of some qualities? That is not the person. A person, why should I see a person, an angry person, as an angry one? That is a human being, where God dwells. He has some qualities which are not good. He may be angry, he may be greedy, but why should I focus on those qualities of that person? I even don't notice that person. The meditative person will say, don't bother with whether he is angry or he is liar or he is greedy. Don't think that. Think that he is a human being. He is a man. He is a child of God. The God resides in his heart. That comes with our more developed introspection. When we start seeing ourselves as a child of God, we start seeing the whole world as children of God. When mind becomes introspective, it becomes very sattvika. That's what the genius is. Sattvika mind becomes so beautiful, like a crystal. When the mind becomes like crystal, then you can very easily observe your own mind. And like a crystal, with a transparent crystal, small hair or a speck of dust is there, you can see. There is dust, there is a speck of hair, there is a speck of dust or a thin fragment of hair. So you remove that. The mind of the person becomes like that. He or she can observe whatever defect is in his or her mind is, and will try to remove that defect. We don't know what bad is in us. We always try to see bad in others. But what is there in us? What does Jesus say? You see a mote in others' eye, but you don't you are unaware of mote in your eye. You speck of dust you see in others' eyes, but you don't see mote beam in your eye. That is our condition. We are unaware of our own defects and go on judging other persons. When we become advanced in meditative life, our mind will become like crystal. A little of defect in us, we'll be sad for that. We'll try to remove that, and we'll try to make our crystal really clean and pure. And with that will come our attitude like friendship, mercy, gladness, and indifference, as Patanjali said. Friendship to Maitri Karuna Mudita Upekshanam Sukha Dukha Punya Apunya Vishayanam. When you find someone very happy, how do you feel? Do you feel friendly with that person? It will happen that. Another person very unhappy, dukhi, then how do you feel? You feel compassionate, merciful. You feel like praying for that person. That is the sign of progress in meditative life, effect of meditative life. Then, Maitri Karuna Mudita Upekshanam Sukha Dukha Punya. When you find some other person very virtuous, very holy, then how do you feel? The gladness of heart comes. I have seen this person. Sometimes we talk. We are progressing in meditative life, not that we are very low. We all who come to the temple, who are associated with some religious group, or who want real spiritual progress in life, like we who are sitting in this hall, are progressing. We find some holy man, some monk, some good person, and we talk, we saw that Swami, it was so nice. We feel so glad in the heart. That is what the gladness, mudita. Then you find someone which is unholy, which is very selfish, then what you do? Which is very cruel, then you don't feel hatred, you just ignore that person. You become indifferent to that person. That's what the Patanjali says. When you see sukha, when you see someone happiness there, then you feel friendly to that. When you feel sorrow, sadness outside, feel merciful, feel compassionate. When you feel some virtuous, feel glad. When cruel you see outside, be indifferent. By that way you can protect your mind and lead it towards meditation. With the meditative life comes mental peace and joy. That comes automatically. The mind, it will be always peaceful. The more we can sustain that peace, we have to understand the more we are having the meditative life. If peace is very fragile and it's for a very short duration, we need to strengthen our meditative life more and more. Our afflictions in life are caused by 4 things, Patanjali says. It is egoism, attachment, aversion, and clinging to life. Avidya, and it all comes from avidya, by forgetting our own real nature, by that not awakening to our real nature, by that being forgetful, unaware, sleepy to that our real nature. That's why we have 4 things in train: egoism, attachment, and aversion, and clinging to life. And these 4 things becomes the causes of affliction, suffering in life. So we all know attachment, how we like something and want to possess that or want to be with that always. That is also a source of affliction. We are averse to something which we dislike, and that thing comes closer to us, we feel pain. That is also a source of pain. Aversion should not be there for anything bad. Indifference can be there, but there should be no hatred. This is a disease of the mind. That mind is taken away, such mind is taken away from meditation. You can't meditate if you have hatred towards others. That's why Jesus said, if you have altercation with your brother and have come to offer flowers, don't come to the altar. Go to your brother, then make your relation with him good, then come and offer. Then the offering of flower will have meaning. Otherwise it will be just throwing the offer and putting the offer on the altar without any change in you. There is no love. If there is no love, there is no meditation. Meditation is the thing that converts knowledge into love. They give the definition of meditation. And then clinging to life, thinking that this life with this body is all in all, and trying to cling to this life as if this life goes, we lose everything. That is a great ignorance according to the scriptures, and that is the cause of great afflictions. So I'll conclude with Swami Adishwarananda's writing on egoism. I will describe about egoism. He writes very nicely about what ego is and how ego is the root of all our suffering in this world. And because of forgetfulness or not knowing the true self comes ego. Or because ego comes, we separate us from the reality. And that with the ego brings dislike. What we like, we become attached. What we dislike, we averse that, we hate that. So, and then comes, because there is ego, then we find that, we feel that we are this existence, and then that is clinging to life and fear of death. So those all bring fear and doubts, and then fear, doubt, complexity, worries, and these all make our life unbearable in this world. So ego is the root thing. What is ego? Swami Adiswaran, very nice in that book which was read in the morning, Meditation in its Practice. Our sufferings are due not to things of the world, but to our attitude towards those things. The essence of bondage is egocentricity, which does not let us perceive things as they are. The ego must have things that it cannot have and does not need. It longs for impossible and seeks the unattainable. The ego perpetually strains itself looking for real solutions for problems that are imaginary. Liberation is a transformation from egocentricity to ego transcendence, from unconscious and automatic living to free and spontaneous living, from the depths of inertia to the heights of illumination. And this liberation can be attained by strengthening our meditation.